All right, how's it going? Southwest Baptist. You're about to kick off the GLVC football season here at the GLVC football kickoff. So, first question to you guys: what changes should we expect from last year?
Oh man, it's we've got some new guys competing for new positions. Changes in the depth chart with some seniors from last season. So not necessarily things that we're going to change what we do offensively, defensively, schematically. Just plugging some new guys in those leadership roles. We had some, like I said, some great seniors leadership last year, but these two guys were key players for us in key positions last year. So having their leadership back is definitely something that we've been building on in the off season, got a lot of new guys, like I said, compete at new positions. We're excited to see them get out there and compete this year.
How do you avoid a sophomore slump to these two gentlemen here, both coming off all conference honors, top leaders of the team? What's been the biggest thing that you have to cement into not just these two young men here, but all the guys who had success in 2022?
Yeah, so the great thing about our players in our program is we take on, every single one of them takes on a huge selfless attitude to where they know it's not just about them, and they know they can't do it without their teammates. And so from the off-season workouts all the way through, they do an outstanding job of pushing each other and bringing those guys along with them if they did have a great year. Knowing that they couldn't have done it without their teammates, and through all the off-season workouts, through spring ball, just continuing to build on and have trust in what we're doing as a program, have trust in how they're going to be used in key positions, that they can go out and execute at a high level, and just bring out the best in them and everything that they do.
I mean, just a question for all you guys: where do your expectations lie this season? What do you just define success as a football team as where you are right now?
I think picking off of last year, I think we hit like our stride last season. So I think picking up from where we left off, as far as like the defensive side, I think the last 5 games was like the best football we played. Starting with like Tarleton, even like Truman, we played really well, and we still had like a lot of freshmen playing. And so now them guys are older, more mature. So I think as far as the defense, we should. I mean, I would say top defense in like the conference, and that's what we're going to strive for.
So personally, I would say like us as a team, we believe we're the best team in the conference and even maybe the country. And our goal every day is just to get better. And like he was saying, kind of just pick up from where we left off. At the end of the season, we had like a win streak going. We were playing good offensively and defensively. And our goal is just keep picking up there and win every game.
Put Abel back on the spot real quick. No, he loves that. Abel, obviously leading the conference and rushing and everything like that. Kind of to piggyback off my first question, have you changed your routine or anything like that? And who are you kind of emulating to continue that success into 2023?
So I haven't really changed my routine at all. Basically, me as a person, I work as hard as I can every day, and that's the goal, to improve at least some percent every day. And so me personally, I believe how you become the best is to be the toughest guy out there and just want it more. So that's how I perform, and that's basically who I look up to, is guys who do that kind of thing, is carry the team on their back, work as hard as you can, and be a dog. Basically.
Can you define dog? Because that term gets loose. Keep putting them on the spot here, coach.
Oh, geez. It's just the toughest guy on the field.
Yep.
Someone who plays through injury, play through whatever. You lose, win, they are going to work the hardest and be the toughest guy on the field.
Awesome.
Can you guys talk about grit and toughness? How would you describe the locker room? How would you describe the culture of the Southwest Baptist football team?
I think it just starts with how we work out, how we train. I don't think there's anyone in the country that trains like we do. I wish I could say there was like an easy workout, but I don't think we've ever had one in the past couple of years. And especially with Nickum, he just brings in a lot of mental toughness. And as our team, keeps growing, we just adapted to that and kind of just built mental toughness over, maybe ability, stuff like that. And so that's what we really pride ourselves in.
We have a very high standard as a team, and so that's kind of what the locker room culture is keeping people to that standard. And we love one another. We're basically a family. We will do anything for each other. And so, yeah, kind of what he was saying, we just work super hard, have each other's backs, and get better every day.
Coach, obviously a 6-5 season last year, kind of on that precipice of like to the next level. As far as with your coaching scheme or anything like that, has anything been altered and whatnot? And what game are you looking forward to most in 2023?
No, I don't think we change. It'll change and adjust a little bit based on our depth chart throughout fall camp. Just how we can, because we grew a lot in the spring with a new quarterback stepping in and taking over. But with 3 to 4 freshman offensive linemen that started almost every game last year and helped him get to top 10 in the country in rushing and leading the conference in rushing. Yeah, I think there's a lot to build on there, but then, finding out how our offense is going to continue to evolve with a new trigger man back there. So it'll adjust throughout fall camp. I don't think we necessarily change scheme. We're going to change it, tweak it possibly a little bit just to fit him. Defensively, like Brendan was saying, we really started catching our stride at the end of the season. Those last 3 or 4 games, we were playing the best football defensively we played in a long time since I've been at SBU. And they picked up right where they left off. Everybody was on the same page going through all spring ball practices. So a lot of excitement there to build on, and just a lot of things that will be adjusted throughout fall camp. And the game we're looking forward to the most is the next one. We don't have one circled on our calendar. We have a lot to prove. We have a lot to find out about us. For some of our young kids that were here this summer, we had probably 15 to 20 freshmen, incoming freshmen here almost all summer working out with us. So those guys made the commitment that they wanted to try and play first years. We're going to let those guys have an opportunity, and we'll find out a lot about us on the road to Oklahoma Panhandle. So,
is that one of the more daunting things, having a large incoming freshman class and possibly having to lean on them a little bit, or is it more exciting?
There's a lot of excitement with it, and we tell every single one of our guys at the end of the year we have a big team meeting, and we call them into the team meeting room. We tell them, hey, the coaches are already out on the road. It's usually just me in there with them. I tell them, hey, our coaches are out recruiting guys to come in and beat you out, and that's part of the business. And their job is to get better every single day and make sure that doesn't happen. And we bring in freshmen that are going to come in and compete. That's just going to continue to raise the level of our program. And we are huge competition junkies, but that selfless attitude, there's a lot of love there, that there's a lot of mutual respect where Brendan knows he's competing with somebody. Abel's competing with the running back behind him. Cam's pushing him every single day. He knows he has to be better and he has to show up. And whenever Cam goes out and does a great job, there's nobody that's going to be more excited than Abel. So that's the love, the selfless attitude that we talk about all the time with those guys, that they're going to go in and compete. So regardless of how young they are, how old they are, they want to win. And we want to win as a football team. So whatever we can do, whoever plays, it showed last year with all the freshmen we had playing up front, whoever puts us in the best position to win a game, those are the guys that are going to play.
Well, best of luck to you guys on the season.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Well, we talked about the culture in the locker room, but how would you describe the brand of football that you play on the radar?
Who do you want to answer that one?
All 3 of you.
Definitely attack style. We are a very physical football team, and it's changed over the years too, because we used to be very high tempo offense and just try and get as many plays as possible. And teams would call us finesse and just use our tempo. We've completely changed that mentality and how we run the football, and it starts with Abel. We know we needed to this offseason kind of build on getting him spelled out of the game a little bit more. He would carry the ball 30, 40 times a game. We don't want to have to do that to him, even though he probably wouldn't care. But and then defensively, we're extremely physical, always attacking. So that's kind of the mentality we have as a whole football team.
I mentioned just how we train. I think we strive for being bigger and faster than everybody, and we want to show that dominance. I know previous you talked about how we'd be a little tricky. I think now we just transformed into just being dominant. We want to be physical. We want to win, every rep, and just kind of building off of that. So
I feel like we just turned into more of a balanced team altogether, especially in offense. As far as offense goes, for a few years there, we were very pass heavy. And then last year especially, we were able to get going on the ground and become more of a balanced offense. And yeah.